Madam President, item number 16 on the calendar is Senate Bill 660A, Bill to amend the Public Health Code. Senator Whitmer is offering amendment number 1. Amendment number 1 is available on the chamber automation system.
Senator Whitmer, to your amendment.
Thank you, Madam President. Since medical marijuana was made legal with the passage of Proposal 1 in 2008, many elected officials have been confused and confounded by what to do to support medical marijuana and ensure access. Unfortunately, while this issue is perfect for political grandstanding, far too often patients in medical need for marijuana for pain relief or appetite stimulation are forgotten. At committee, there is precisely one proponent, and every other witness, whether they be patient or patient advocate, testified that they were frustrated because of difficulty accessing medical marijuana under current law. I remember 2008 campaign very clearly. It was the same year that I worked on the stem cell campaign. And voters put their desire for cures above scare tactics. But medical marijuana passed with even greater support. And I was one of those yes votes. Because like the frustrated people who came before our committee last week, I've cared for a mother who died of brain cancer. And I would have given anything to help ease her pain and help her stimulate her appetite. Just like the man who came before our committee with a sick child. Our state's medical marijuana laws have as many gray areas as they do red tape. And this ultimately complicates the access to and distribution of care. A prime example of this was the medical marijuana dispensary boom and subsequent bubble burst by Michigan elected officials. With the ambiguity in our state law, care centers popped up all over, and their rapid growth and lack of regulation alarmed some political opportunists who acted to shut them all down. But this was done for the proverbial common good rather than out of common sense and good intentions. And it significantly compromised the level of care available to suffering patients in Michigan. There is a bill, however, currently being considered in the House, which attempts to remedy this by allowing for medical marijuana provisioning centers as regulated by local municipalities. And so my amendment would tie bar Senate Bill 660 to that legislation offered by Representative Carlton. This would allow local governments to make decisions on how medical marijuana is provided in their communities, much like they have with local ordinances decriminalizing marijuana altogether. Medical marijuana is not only an effective tool if it's not an effective tool if it's not readily available to those who need it. And it is counterintuitive to send patients to seek it through questionable channels. But with both the House Provisioning Center bill and this bill, we might have a real win-win for patients and for our communities. If and when cannabis is rescheduled, the pharmacy piece of Senate Bill 660 could kick in. In the meantime, cannabis could be produced under some of the regulations of Senate Bill 660 and sold via the Carlton bill's licensed provisioning centers, which would make it more accessible and safer. The two bills together would mean tens of thousands of Michigan residents would finally be able to purchase medicine their doctor recommends. This should be a win-win for everyone involved, and I hope that you will support my amendment.
Thank you, Senator Whitmer. Senator Kahn.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise in opposition to the Whitmer amendment. I appreciate the good lady's sentiments. And I think she's absolutely right that the bulk of the testimony in the government operations hearing was about problems with the existing constitutional law. That is not what this bill is about. This bill is about finding medically pure, dosage predictable drug. The other issues that she raises are separate from the main point of this bill, and thus, though it may pass the legal test of germaneness, it doesn't pass the smell test. I would ask, therefore, that this bill be, that this amendment be rejected, and that the major purpose of the bill, a medically safe, dosage predictable drug, be our focus. I thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. The question is on the Whitmer Amendment number 1 to Senate Bill 660. All those in favor of the Whitmer Amendment will vote aye. Those opposed will vote nay. Yeas and nays have been requested.
Madam President, on amendment number 1, there are 6 aye votes and 3 no votes.
Yeas and nays have been requested. All those in favor of the yeas and nays will vote aye. Those opposed will vote nay. Secretary will open the board. Secretary will close the board and announce the vote.
Madam President, on the yeas and nays, there are 9 aye votes.
A sufficient number of people having voted for the yeas and nays are ordered. The question is on the Whitmer Amendment number 1 to Senate Bill 660. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed will vote nay. Secretary will open the board. Have all members voted? Seeing all members present having voted and without objection, the Secretary will close the board and announce the vote.
Madam President, on the Whitmer Amendment number 1 by record roll call vote, there are 13 aye votes and 25 no votes.
A insufficient number of people having voted for the Whitmer Amendment. The amendment is not adopted.